I'm Billy Harvey.
Hey there, this is Rob Ruckus.
Hey, it's Tony from Fastball.
Hey, it's Ben McKelvey.
Hey guys, it's Matt here from the White Lakes.
What's up, everybody? Jacob from the Big News.
Hey guys, it's Nick Collins here from The Effect and Better Strangers.
Check me out at Almost Famous Magazine.
Buzzing film our clips to be dropping on Almost Famous Magazine.
Check out Almost Famous Magazine.
You can find more clips from my interview with Almost Famous Magazine.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Love that. I love that. I love that. Hey, so going back to something we talked about a little earlier, you played the first show at the Double Down?
Yeah. So originally Double Down was just like a little small kind of old man bar. You know, it was just a little old man bar over by the airport where you can go get 50-cent Pabst Blue Ribbons, you know, and that's what they would do and sit there and gamble. Well, me and my buddy Louis the Lech at the time, we were booking gigs with a lot of the garage bands that were coming through at the time. So the Bomboras, the Fells, the Mummies, Untamed Youth, but Manor Astro Man was coming through town at the time. They had we had a gig booked for them at this place called Rocket 88. Well, the night before we went up there and the place was packed. It was the Shakin' Domino's anniversary and the place was just jam packed. I went back there the next afternoon and it was empty. There was not a poster on the wall. There was not a bar stool. There was not a cup. There was not a bottle. They gutted the place and bailed in the middle of the night. The owners. So I had this gig booked where it was going to be another thing. I got 300 kids. Where the fuck am I going to take them? So I started bugging every club owner in town. Finally, my friend Patty Meager was friends with Moss, the owner of the Double Down. She's like, go talk to him. So I went over there and asked him, and he's like, no, I don't want to do bands. That's just trouble. And he's like, go try a couple other places. And if you can't figure it out, call me. And I tried a couple other places. I couldn't figure it out. So I called him. He's like, all right, you can do it this one time. And it was literally my band, which was pre the Vermin. It was still me and Dirk Vermin, but it was a different drummer. It was before Anthony or Turbo. It was a guy named Steve Tyke played drums, and the Fells from Arizona, and then Manor Astro Man. And it was just a slamming gig. It was packed. It was an amazing night. They sold every drop in that bar. There was not a drop of cream de menthe left at the end of the night. They were literally running across the street to the little Korean market and buying every 6-pack they could just to have something going across the bar. It was literally like that. And then a few days later, he called me up. He's like, hey, maybe we could do that again.
So, as he's counting out the five.
So it went well, and he became a massive proponent of music in Las Vegas, and it's a wonderful thing too, man. Because, you know, I don't go there anymore. We kind of had a little falling out after the years, and we're cool now, but I don't really frequent the place as much as I used to anymore. I just played my first gig there in 10 years last month. So I'll be going and playing there again. I just don't do it like I used to. But I'm so glad the place is there because, again, bands need a place to hone their craft. And that is the perfect place. And the perfect place where nobody's going to come up to you and say, that's not right. You're not doing that right. No, I'm doing it my way, whether you like it or not. And that place 100% supports that. And I'm very, very glad it's still in existence.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I've had some great nights there and seen some bands that I would have never seen anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just having a chance to see it. Now, so here's a question I have. So I was over in the UK.
The neatest band I ever saw there. The guys from across the street at the Thomas and Mack Center had a gig for all their roadies one day, for all the stage hand guys. And they brought in Rick James' original Stone City band. Not Rick James, but just the band. and they came in there and jammed, and literally I lit a fucking joint behind the bar. I was I was bartending. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, man.
Oh,
It
man.
was amazing.
I will tell you, I've loved the place ever since the first time I go there. Every time I come to Vegas, it's a must. It's on the must do list. I was telling that this band, the White Lakes, who are out of Birmingham in the UK, a great up and coming band, and we're talking about their dreams of touring America. I said, well, if you get to Las Vegas, you got to go to this place called the Double Down. They go, why? And I go, ass juice. And they're like, what? And I'm like, trust me, you got to have some ass juice. Now, I don't know if you can share the secret or not, because they're dying to know. Like, you can't even go on Reddit.
There is a recipe for it. It is well guarded. I'm not going to be a dick and let that out, but it's a lot of different boozes. A lot of different boozes. Full bottles. All mixed together. Yeah, it's a to-do to make it. Yeah.
Well, I definitely know that the Whites will have it. They're a band. They have their own initiation drink, and now they have a bar in Birmingham that makes things. You go there and you can order a White Lake. So maybe if they can get to the station,
sure
get to the Double Down, they can get it on the.
They can come by the museum too and get a Fletcher. So the museum, we have a bar at the museum also. And Fletcher from Pennywise is known for having his drinks in a Pringles can. Like an actual can of Pringles. He dumps out the Pringles, and that's what he pours his drinks into, so it can be this big because he's a monster. But that's what we sell at the museum. You can come and get a rum and Coke in a Pringles can, and you get the Pringles too. We'll give you the Pringles in a basket, but we will fill up a Pringles can with rum and Coke for you.
I was gonna say there'd be some soggy.
And then I think
Pringles.
like the double fatty, so that's like Fat Mike's drink. I think is like a double shot of Tito's with like a shot of Jameson back.
Wow. There's nobody leaving that place sober. Well, except maybe that 5-year-old who learned to play.
Yeah.
I want to kind of wrap this back up with some music. We've covered a ton of ground today. This has been it's been great meeting you. But I always like to check and see, because I know that people who are watching are open to probably trying out some new music. So we all have our playlists, whether you're using a cassette, Pandora, whatever it is that you do these days. I personally
records. I play records.
So, who are 3 bands that are on your heavy spin, heavy rotation that you absolutely love, you can't live without, that other people may or may not be familiar with, but who are they and what do you love about them?
Okay, well, first off, The Damned. The band The Damned, they were one of the first English punk rock bands. They were the first to put out a record. They were the first to tour the United States. And they are still going to this day. Since 1976, they are still putting out stellar albums. Their newest album, Darkadelic, is absolutely amazing still. So watching them grow, watching the musical styles of them grow, through being teenagers up until, the 60, 70-year-old guys they are now. I've followed that entire career, and just watching that is just absolutely amazing. And they've made some of the catchiest and some of the most abrasive and some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my entire life. So The Damned for sure. Love, Arthur Lee and Love, 60s band from Los Angeles. The album Forever Changes is probably in my opinion, one of the greatest records ever made. And then let's get somebody weird. So yeah, Love. A lot of early garage rock came out of the stuff that Love did. 7 and 7 is just a whole bunch of great songs that they did. Very great band to check out, and one of the first mixed bands, black and white members, to kind of make it out. So that was another wonderful thing about them. And just the styles, again, mixing things that don't belong together. You know, they would mix like English, you know, like early English music with garage rock, you know, and there would be like the little mellotron piano sounding things with a rock band, you know, it was, you know, and violins and cornet, you know, with, you know, trumpets with rock music, you know, so it was just a great mixture band. And then another one I will say, and so it's something obscure, anything with Yusaka Chiba from Japan. So the Michelle Gun Elephant, Rosso, or The Birthday. If you can get your hands on anything by any one of those three bands, it's kind of hard to find the records of them, but you can find them on Spotify and YouTubes and stuff like that. But just another one of those bands where I say how passion comes through music. I have no idea what the lyrics are to any of those three bands. I own damn near all their records. I have no idea what he's saying on any of it, but I believe every single word because you can hear it in that passion of the way he sings it. You know, it's amazing.
I know exactly what you mean. We had on a musician. His name's Jack McBannon. He's from Germany. And I was in Germany and he was performing and he was singing in German. And I'm like, I have no idea what this is. This is amazing. And then in the middle of his set, I had met him momentarily for just a little bit before the show. And he looks down at my friend and he goes, for my new friends from Texas, he starts singing a song to us in English. And I'm like, holy cow. Not only have I never heard anything as beautiful as his singing in German, but when he was singing in English, I'm like, I've never heard a voice like this in English. And now he's coming out with his second English album. So you just never know.
Nice.
I was laughing before when you were talking about bringing all these different things together, right? And you know, we were before that we were talking about all the different liquors that go into ass juice that bring you joy. It's just music, right?
Exactly.
It all comes back to you bring together these things that it may not make any sense whatsoever. They are ingredients. They are little bits and bobs, and you just don't know till you see what that chemistry is between them and what joy it can bring you.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens.
It is. All right, so Rob, we have covered a ton of ground. I thank you so much for making time for us today.
My absolute pleasure.
You've got to check out Rob Ruckus. Check out his music. If you're in Las Vegas, you've got to check out the Punk Rock Museum.
There's some new Shakewells. There's some new Shakewells on Spotify if you look it up, and it's on the YouTubes also.
All right, check out the Shakewells. I know I'm going to be checking them out for sure. I hope that when I'm out there, I get a chance to meet you. But thanks so much for joining us today. This has been an educational hour for sure for myself, and I'm sure for everyone watching. So thank you for that.
My pleasure. Thank you.